This video is about Lomochrome Purple. If you don't know what that is, it basically turns this image into this, or this into this. And all this happens on this roll of film, at least that is the theory. But it turned out differently than what I expected. But let's start from the beginning. Let's start our story here. Besides my goal to test a roll of Lomochrome Purple, I also have my Fujifilm X-T1 with me. I copied the Kodachrome film simulation from Fuji X Weekly. As we enter the subtropical house, first let's take some shots with the X-T1 as a reference for later. Let's talk about Lomochrome Purple. If you never heard about it, here is a quick summary. Lomochrome Purple, a film produced by Lomography since 2013, switches the color channels to produce purple-like colors in your images. Marketed as a color negative film with infrared-like results, it has gained popularity for its distinctive purple scale aesthetic. Unlike traditional infrared films, Lomochrome Purple doesn't require special filters and can be developed using standard C41 chemicals, making it more accessible to photographers. As for the film camera, I had my Mamiya 645 with me, along with two lenses, the 55mm and 150mm. But before I show you the results, let's go through the C41 developing process. With the chemicals from my local camera store, it's broken into 5 steps: pre-wash, developing, bleaching, fixing, and stabilizing the film. I keep the chemicals at 38 degrees Celsius for optimal results. After the stabilizing part, I remove water droplets with a squeegee and let the film dry. Now let's see what we've got. The first shot was not exactly what I was looking for. I shot the roll at ISO 200, and I must say it was rather underwhelming, but the next shot can only get better. I took some photos with the X-T1 before I switched to the tropical house. And this photo is much more of what I was hoping for. Everything was much more intense and purplish. For comparison, here's the photo from the X-T1. My first findings are that you need a lot of saturated colors for this. For the next shot, I had a short period where it was overcast, so most of the tropical house was filled with soft light. The colors were a little bit more muted, and I overexposed the shot by a little bit. It's not a particularly good shot, mostly because everything blends together and you can't really distinguish between what is what. The same goes for this shot. While green is the dominant color in the shot, you'll still find some other colors that would stand out, but with the colors switched to the purple spectrum, everything is more the same. So, following this, I'd suggest that the subject you're photographing needs more contrast and a bigger variety. But wait for my mistake on the next photo. As we entered the palm house, the weather changed quickly from a bright sunny day to overcast and back. I found a turtle sitting on a stone surrounded by the color green. Unfortunately, I'd metered the scene wrong and the shot was well underexposed. Interestingly, when I scanned the image, the colors didn't shift to purple. This could only mean that the film needs a lot of light in order to work. I don't know if you can see the man in this shot. He was wearing a very bright green shirt, and when I was taking the shot, I expected the bright green to turn into intense purple. Again, he was surrounded by greenery, and there was not enough separation between him and the background. And here is another example of what happens if the subject, here the palm tree, doesn't have enough saturation. I recently upgraded my scanning system to include a new light table and scanning mask. Previously, I used a 3D printed scanning mask, which was okay, but it was a little bit flimsy. I can feed the film into the scanning mask and make the scanning process even faster than before. After the camera captures the negative, I then jump into Lightroom and use Negative Lab Pro to turn the negatives into positives. Here's a closer look at the first photo from earlier. Now let's go back and take some shots outdoors. I wanted to see how the window shutters would turn out. They're more of a teal than purple, and if you look at the lower right corner, you can see that the grass has a stronger purple look than the window shutters. But the next shot is by far my favorite of the bunch. The bright yellow-green leaves turned into a strong purple color, and the pink flower turned into a faded orange. I wished I had taken a step back for a better composition, but color-wise, I am happy. I went back into the farmhouse for some moodier shots as the sky brought in more clouds. I tried to get closer to these birds, but they kept their distance from me. Let's go and finish this roll outside, where I found a meadow full of crocuses. The purple crocuses turned yellow. I quite like the composition, but I wish I had positioned the tree more to the right. Not bad for my first experience with Lomochrome Purple. I will definitely shoot and experiment more with this film, as I still need to get the hang of it. Have you ever shot with Lomochrome Purple? What are your experiences? If you have any tips or advice, please feel free to share them with me. See you in the next video.